On Friday, I announced that Alex Belfield had been muted. But let's begin with the fundamentals. In September 2022, Alex Belfield was convicted of stalking four people, including Jeremy Vine, after a years-long campaign conducted largely online. I don't think Alex Belfield and Jeremy Vine had ever met before the court case. He was sentenced to 5 years and 26 weeks. The judge also imposed indefinite restraining orders, in some cases even where the jury had acquitted, to protect the complainants from further harassment, with breach carrying up to 5 years in prison. He served half his sentence as was planned in custody and was released in June 2025 on licence. Victims publicly voiced renewed fear on his release, and the Minister of Justice reminded the public that licence conditions can and will be enforced. Since then, two things have been plain. First, Belfield has repeatedly framed himself as a free speech martyr while sniping at his victims through allusion and innuendo, often referring to people as the victim, or some of his friends seem to refer to these people by simply initials. The classic tactic lawyers call jigsaw identification, where a target is named without being named. Second, platform and license enforcement has tightened. Belfield's channel was demonetized in 2022. He faced a temporary YouTube ban reporting in June 2025. And in recent days, he has told subscribers that he is barred from uploading or modifying content and risks recall if he does. Whether you call that prudential policing or overdue discipline, it is lawful oversight of a license. We should also credit Detective Constable Janet Percival, who led the investigation and, as she predicted at the outset, became a target herself. She later won a libel action against Belfield, and her testimony is stark. He weaponized the internet, she says. He shows no remorse, she says, and should face social media restrictions as a standard license term for cyber stalkers. I agree. It is an obviously proportionate inference with Article 10 when balanced against victims' Article 8 rights to private life and safety. Now, to the behaviour of his supporters, and small but noisy cohort continues to harry victims, to circulate conspiracies, to recast lawful sanctions as persecution. Let me quote one example, because it encapsulates the tactic of turning the lens on critics rather than the conduct. What have you got it in for Alex Belfield? Why do you support that liar? PD. PD posted lies about me on his YouTube channel and X. I can prove PD is a liar. He made live videos about me because I called him out. Maybe I can be a voice for Alex in the lies PD stated about me. What do you think? Well, this is a pattern: accuse, invert, and recruit. It keeps the temperature high and the targets permanently glancing over their shoulder. We should name that clearly for what it is: secondary harassment. It's also strategically foolish. License recall decisions rest on behaviour, not bombast. Big wheels do grind slowly, but they grind. And Jeremy Vine's blunt assessment during the trial that Belfield was the Jimmy Savile of trolling was not a rhetorical excess. It was a description of method, sustained, dehumanizing pursuit in public view, monetized through attention. The court accepted the harm. The orders are indefinite for a reason. What then should happen now? I think there are 5 things. First, there should be tight, explicit license conditions for cyber stalkers, where offending was primarily online, and no social media condition should be routine until sentence expiry. Upload, posting, streaming, and indirect modifying included. This aligns with the judge's reasoning on proportionality and with the reality that online abuse follows victims into their home. 2, a platform duty of care. YouTube demonetized Belfield's content in 2022 and has issued sanctions since, but Percival's criticism stands. Reactive takedowns after fresh harm are inadequate. Repeater harassers who are subject to restraining orders should remain off mainstream platforms while those orders stand. 3, clear policing of jigsaw identification and proxy harassment. Indirect references that let an audience solve the target should be documented, and where they engage the terms of restraining orders or the Protection from Harassment Act, they should be prosecuted. The judiciary has already signalled the gravity of this via the sentencing remarks. 4. There should be victim-centred communication. The worst feature for many victims is the constant reanimation of the abuse when a perpetrator resurfaces online. Public authorities and platforms should commit to notify victims promptly of enforcement milestones and to act swiftly on credible reports of breach. The Guardian's reporting after release shows why reassurance matters. 5. Civic hygiene. Those who platform or collaborate with Belfield for clicks should reflect on complicity. When allies amplify, they are not defending liberty, they are laundering intimidation as discourse. Vine, Percival and others deserve quiet, not another chorus of drive-by insinuations. A final point on principle. Free speech is a shield for public reasons, not a sword for personalised vendettas. The court weighed that balance in 2022. It found in terms that prolonged campaigns of online pursuit warranted indefinite restraint. When a licensee walks back to the same megaphone and the same tactics, recall is not censorship, it is accountability. The way forward is simple. Enforce the orders, hold the platforms to their own policies, stop indulging the theatre of grievance, and above all, believe victims, protect victims, and let them heal.